Hey guys, what's up? What's going on here? And as promised, Jeff said we'd be getting a developer update this week, and it's Thursday. The week's almost over, and he came out with it. So we're gonna take a look at it. I haven't seen anything about it yet. I just got home from work, and I want to give you guys like what I think about it. It's kind of long. I think it's 11 minutes. So we're gonna watch the whole thing, and then I'll give you my thoughts after it. Before we get started though, remember to like the video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel for more Overwatch content. All right, guys? All right, let's get started. It might be a little bit loud. I'm just gonna lower it a little bit. Hey, Jeff.
Hi, everyone. This is Jeff with the Overwatch team. Really excited to be back here in 2020 for our first developer update. So everyone on the Overwatch team listens to and gets a ton of feedback about the game.
We're gonna do
and
something
we
real
love
quick.
hearing from you. And in the past few months, I would say,
Let's do 1.25.
this isn't based on science, but there are two topics that come up the most, that we hear of the most. One is, what's a team's philosophy on balance, and could the team balance the game more frequently
that's what I want to hear.
or better? That comes up a lot, like a lot of discussion about the balance of gameplay and hero balance. And then the other thing that we hear a lot of feedback and comments on is the concept of the meta of the game. You know, what heroes are played, are there other heroes that are viable to be played at any time, and what could the Overwatch team do to make sure that the meta was moving along more fluidly and more frequently? So I want to spend today's developer update talking about some things that we're doing very soon that will address these 2 points, balance and the meta.
All right.
So let's start with balance. I think everybody's interested in balance in some way or another. In the past, the Overwatch team has faced some criticism for being a little bit slow when it comes to our balance patches. We've often heard that players want to see balance more frequently. They want us to try more things.
Not weeks at a time.
More aggressive with changes. They want us to be willing to revert changes that the community perceives as not being good. We have tried to use the public test realm in the past to test some balance changes, but as you know, things stay on the PTR, the public test realm, for quite some time.
Yeah, they do.
We don't always make a lot of dramatic changes once something makes its way to the public test realm. We have something that I think is really cool and really exciting in the pipe and in the works that will be coming soon to Overwatch, which is called the experimental card. So we have our main play cards, as you know, there's quick play, competitive, game browser.
He's talking about like the menu cards.
Our main play cards.
Yeah.
Every now and then, coming in the future, you will see a card pop up that says experimental.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
This experimental card will be some number of changes. They might be related to hero balance. They might be related to other things. You know, we could be testing changes to the way one of our game modes work, like the control game mode and how it works in competitive. It doesn't have to be balance related.
That's actually a really good
card will come up
really
every
good
now
thing.
And then when we want to test something, and it will give all players of Overwatch, not just players who want to go to the PTR, but all players, including console players,
I was going to say that,
will be able to use the experimental card to test changes out that we're trying as a development team. The really cool thing about the experimental card is because it is in the main game of Overwatch and not some separate public test realm, is that you'll still be leveling up your Overwatch account. You'll still get rewards. If we were running something like, if you remember,
that is true. I've gotten
when we had
so many
Nano Cola challenge, and if you got 9 wins, we gave you a skin.
So many cool skins on the PTR.
If the experimental card was up, those wins would count in the experimental card. So we feel like players will be rewarded. You don't have to change your behavior. It should drive a lot more players to helping us test out changes. Also, unlike the public test realm, the point of the experimental card is not stability and bug testing. That's not what we're really looking for in the experimental card. We're looking at gameplay changes and player reactions to those gameplay changes. So we really welcome all of you to check this out. It's going to take us a few weeks to get the first experimental card up, so please be patient with us.
Okay.
But you'll notice it when we add it to the game, and we really welcome, in addition to our PC players who have been helping us test on the public test realm, really welcome the entire console community to now help us, try out.
That's actually really nice for the console community.
And providing us with feedback. Along with the experimental card, we're also going to change our balance philosophy, which is going to be balance more frequently, more aggressively,
yes,
and be less concerned with trying something out and maybe pulling it back later.
Yeah, so I like that.
We're going to try some pretty aggressive balance changes. We are going to deliberately target
That's the only way to fix stuff, I think.
Before, we used to balance with stability in mind, stability of the entire game, all players in mind. Now we are going to balance more aggressively, targeting the meta and moving you off of the meta as frequently as possible, which means some heroes might get buffed, some heroes might get some changes to make them weaker. When that happens, we might revert it a few weeks later. So be looking for this.
That kind of sounds a
balancing
little
to
bit
happen.
crazy.
Be looking for
I'll let you
changes
guys
in
know my thoughts on
experimental
that.
card, some of which will never go live. So just because you see it on the experimental card doesn't mean it's going to happen in Overwatch.
Right.
These are some balance changes that are going to be different and coming soon to Overwatch. And all of this is based on what we've been hearing from you. We've been hearing this is what you want. You want us to balance more frequently. You want us to target the meta. You want these changes to happen more often, and you want us to
I have something to
include
say
you in the
about that.
process more. So all of this is designed to address that feedback. Now, I'd like to talk about Season 21 of Competitive for a minute. Season 21 of Competitive, we are going to try something that's going to be very new and very different to help move players off of the meta, or to prevent players from stagnating on any one meta too long. Coming with Season 21, which begins in March, so you have some time to kind of prepare for this. Coming with Season 21,
it's a month away.
We will be introducing to competitive only. This will not affect quick play. It will not affect any of the arcade modes. We will be introducing hero pools. Like we have map pools, what hero pools mean is for that week, and the hero pool will only last for 1 week, and then there will be a new hero pool.
Oh, that's
there will be
interesting.
some heroes that will not be included in the hero pool. For example, in the first week of the hero pool, let's say Season 21 had just started, maybe Orisa, Sigma, Mei, and Moira are not in the hero pool. So players will have to think of a new strategy
you just
that
can't
doesn't
use them.
involve those heroes, and that will last for 1 week, and then the hero pool will change. Again, this is competitive only. This
That's
is targeted
really
at keeping
interesting.
the meta fluid.
And it could keep
or
the game
meta
very
from
fresh.
stagnating, and
Which is what
really
Jeff's
getting
talking
to
about.
more hero diversity. Now, we know there's some challenges with this concept. This is what I would consider to be something that we would be willing to change if we don't feel like it's going correctly. We could make the hero pools last longer. We can make the hero pools move faster. We can make the hero pools change every match. There's all sorts of ways that we could adjust on this. But
that's crazy.
Starting with Season 21, we're going to start it with a weekly hero pool. Very exciting is that the Overwatch League is excited about this idea as well, and they will be implementing a version of hero pools as well. And the Overwatch League will be releasing a blog describing how they approach hero pools. And they were
I didn't know that was going to go to like Overwatch League.
Also.
But it could be exciting.
Could be exciting. For the 2020 season, which is starting soon for the Overwatch
That
League.
is. I can't wait.
We all are.
I've missed Overwatch.
There's some very big
like
changes
competitive
coming to
Overwatch.
As always, we are listening to you. And if we feel like any of these things aren't working out well, we're always open to change and iteration. We have that experimental card. We have hero pools coming to Season 21. Now,
good things. Good things. I like to hear.
As always, there's a huge anti-cheat effort going on.
Oh,
It's in my best interest and the game's best interest not to discuss the details of what's happening for anti-cheat.
That's a good idea.
The major things
That is a
the
good
next
idea.
2 patches going in to address anti-cheat. And as always, all of the reports are super helpful to us. Please keep those coming. We really love your help with anti-cheat. We have a big workshop update, which we'll be releasing.
I haven't touched the workshop in a long time.
There. And then there's some other just really fun quality of life things that are coming down the pipe. Pretty soon there's going to be some great improvements to replays. You're going to be able to pin a replay. So if one of your 10 replays is very special to you,
you can save it
for that patch.
That's so good.
And always go back to it. And we're working on the ability for you to share your replays with other players, where they could play your replay in their version of Overwatch. I think this will be really fun for content creators in particular. You'll be able to do some really cool things with some shared replays from your communities. I think that will be really great. We've got some quality of life improvements coming to the career profile that some of you have been asking for ages.
Please.
So career profile is going to get a major overhaul for Overwatch 2.
We need separate role statistics.
That's not in the immediate future. But for the current Overwatch game, we want to do a light refresh of the career profile and just kind of clean up some of those things that have been bothering a lot of us for some time. So in the meantime, we're going to have some things like the ability to sort player icons coming to the career profile.
Perfect. That's great
in
too.
The next few months.
Quality of life.
That's a lot of what we're working on for the live game right now. I know you're going to give us a ton of feedback, and I can't wait to hear it all. We're really excited, I think, most of all for this experimental card, because it will let so many of you help us make the game better. Thank you for everything, and let's hope we have a great 2020.
Nice, Jeff. That was a great developer. That was a great developer update. That was a fantastic developer update. It's everything I really wanted to hear. In terms of balance, something I've been saying for a very long time is I want them to be more aggressive with the way they balance, because before we were getting, patches on the PTR, they last on the PTR for like 3 weeks, they come to live, we 3 weeks, we get another patch of the PTR, and within one season, which is around 2 months, right? We get like one big change up, and then the patch might be kind of small, and then the meta doesn't really change. That's how we ended up playing goats for so long, and double barrier and whatnot. But something I want them to be careful, a little bit of a criticism here, is I'd rather them be heavy with the bans and not bans, I'm sorry, with the nerfs and buffs, and then if they need to revert it, they can revert it back. I'm okay with that. But I want them to not specifically be moving the meta along every single time. I think there's always going to be, the best strategy for a team to use, and they're going to have a good meta. There's going to be good heroes, but I don't want them to specifically just start nerfing and buffing heroes just to change up the meta. I want the game to feel balanced, right? So I think here what's going to end up happening, which is kind of a fear, right? Well, a misconception is that every hero can be good. I don't think, and I don't want every hero to be good. That's not balance, right? There's going to be some good heroes, there's going to be some bad heroes, and they're going to be bad because the good heroes are just better at what they do. And that's going to happen, especially when you're adding more heroes to the game, right? But I don't want players to feel like they have to learn a new hero or something because, all right, this hero is not good anymore. I need to learn. Actually, wait. I take that back. I think that's actually good. That's actually good for the game, for players to learn more heroes. That's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say was I don't want for Blizzard to push this agenda. Now that I think about it, now that I'm saying it out loud, you know what? It makes way more sense, especially for a game like Overwatch, to have the meta constantly changing, for you to be playing one hero a lot for a little bit of time, and then boom, that hero's not good anymore. All right, Lucio's not good right now. What other hero can I play? Anna's buffed, right? You got to play Anna. I think in order for this to work the way they want it to work, there needs to be a little bit of overlap between heroes, and something that they've been really good at doing is not recreating the same hero. But now with hero, like the way they're going to start changing hero pools, and with the bans and not bans, I keep saying bans, it's nerfs and buffs, with those coming out as fast as they want them to come out, I think there might need to be some heroes that potentially do the same thing. They fulfill the same role. Like, for example, right now, if there's no other hero that fulfills the role that Lucio fulfills, right? There's off supports, but not in that specific way, right? There's no one else that gives speed to the team, and AoE healing, and has a defensive role like that. If they want it to work that way, they're going to start needing to add more heroes, and I'm all for adding more heroes. That's just thoughts right off my head right after watching the video. I'll probably, sit and think some more. Let me think for a second, guys. Okay, so what I said before, I'm okay with what I said there. I think it makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments if it doesn't make sense to you guys, but I think it does work. And my excitement for the new card, the experimental cards, I think that's really, really cool. A really, really good idea. It's going to help Blizzard understand what we want. The communication is going to be a lot better, and that's just better for the game. I have no problem with that at all. In fact, I'm actually really, really excited for that. That seems like a lot of fun, some good content, and some really good ways to communicate with the Overwatch team. All right, guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the experimental cards and hero pools. Hero pools, that's an interesting thing too. Hero pools are going to be nice. Now, oh wait, before we get done, let me say what I thought about hero pools is, if you don't have more heroes in the game as well, this is back to what I said before, you're going to need to not take out certain heroes from the pool, right? Let's say they take out Soldier and McCree, but they leave Pharah, Oh, I guess you have Widow and Ashe. You just have to work around that. I don't know why I didn't think of the other hit scared DPS. But one thing I thought about was if you take out the counters to a pick, that pick's gonna be really, really strong, like unstoppable maybe, because the other characters, like if you have to play Symmetra into Pharah, it's just not gonna work. But there's a couple more heroes that you could pick as long as they're not all taken out of the hero pool. Maybe they do like one support, 3 DPS, and like 2 tanks are out of the hero pool per week. I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. Now we're at the end. Now we're at the end. All right, guys. Again, in the comments, let me know what you think of those new updates that are going to be coming in the near future. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. As always, I'm Angel the Twin, and I'm out of here. Peace.